Hi guys, Joe from Acklam Car Centre. Today I'm in the Rolls-Royce Dawn, which is an absolutely unbelievable of a car. Now the Dawn is a bit like the Wraith, but it's the convertible version. Now this particular one that I'm trying today is a very special car. They do come very well spec'd as standard anyway. This one's in a beautiful colour called the Belladonna Purple, which is a very unique and special purple, a very dark shade of purple. But then you've got nearly £47,000 worth of extras. Now, the Rolls-Royce Dawn for me, it's freedom, it's quality, it's super in every single way. From the minute I start it, to opening the doors, getting in, and then every single control, features, everywhere you touch, it just feels absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to start the engine. Now, you might not be able to hear it. It's got a great tune just to the starting. And as it starts, the first thing you'll notice is there's no wobbles, there's no shakes. It's just started, it just feels brilliant right away. Now remember, this is a 6.6 V12 engine, which is producing nearly 563 brake horsepower, not a 16 in sort of 5 seconds. But for me, I don't think a Rolls-Royce like this one, the Dawn, I don't think it's all about putting your foot down and seeing how fast you can go, although the car shifts. Bear in mind, it's a very heavy car, but it goes if you want it to go. But I think it's one of them cars where you can really just enjoy it. As I've set off there, the first thing that you notice with the Rolls-Royce, and I'm sure that's all of them throughout the full range, but as I'm in this particular car, is you don't feel a thing. You actually don't feel a thing. It just wafts along. Like the bumps in the road, they're non-existent, literally non-existent. The steering, I mean, I will touch on some of the specification, standard and optionals, but obviously you can probably see behind me on the headrest, you've got the RR logo. They're a nice little touch. I mean, the car's got lamb's wool as carpets, so when you have lamb's wool as carpets, you don't even want to put your shoes on it. It's that refined. There's leather everywhere. I mean, like I said, I will go through some of the spec, but for me, this is a big car, and as I was driving onto my drive and coming back off it, I thought, you know what, this might be a bit of a struggle really, because it's a big car, it's heavy. The turning circle is unbelievably great, it's brilliant. But there was no bother, and once you're in the car, it's no harder to drive, it's just super comfortable. It is brilliant as brilliant gets. It's second to none. No part of this car is second best. Everything about it. And let's not forget, this has got lots of extras to complement an already brilliant car. Now remember, this is a 4-seater convertible. It's so well soundproofed as well. At the minute, I've got the hood up, as you can probably see from behind, with a lack of light coming in. But I have had the hood down, and I'll try to do a separate video with the hood down again, but there was no noise whatsoever. There was no whistling, the road noise, nothing. You didn't even know that the hood was down, and you can put the hood up and down up to 30 miles an hour. Whilst I wouldn't recommend that, you can. But like, all the windows are double glazed, so once you're in the car, like at the minute, I'm just wafting away doing 40 miles an hour. It's a super rich car, that's what it is. And you know that as soon as you get in it, as soon as you look at it, from every part of this car, from the front, you've got them big chrome grills, beautiful headlights. Now this one's got the adaptive LED headlights on it, which is an extra. But then you have the iconic Spirit of Ecstasy, that flying lady on the front, which can be raised or it can be dropped. If someone tries to grab it and pinch it, it falls away. So it's very smart. But even when I'm driving now, I'm looking at that Spirit of Ecstasy sat right on the top of the bonnet, and it looks good. It's just good to have. But again, if that's in your way, you can press the button and it'll go away, no problem. But for me, the Dawn being the 4-seater, even to the point of the design of the doors, the way the doors open on this, which I'll show again on another video, the doors don't open like a conventional normal car, they open out over. And then if you're too lazy or too posh to reach out and grab it, there's buttons right at the top here where I can reach. Same with the passenger, you press the door button and they automatically close for you. A nice feature. Bit gimmicky, but lovely, because they are quite heavy doors and they're certainly big. But they also have sensors on them, because I went out, obviously, to try the car out, and I thought, you know what, if there's because they open up quite wide, I must admit. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not an everyday car, I don't think, where you're going to park it in Sainsbury's or in a tight car park spot. But the doors do have sensors on, so if there is a car next to you who's quite close, it'll sense that and it won't open all the way. allowing you to take over sort of thing. So it is very, very clever. With regards to the sort of gadget and gizmos within the car, you've got your media player, which is the navigation onboard computer. You've got Rolls-Royce Assist on there, which will help you as well, points of interest. But there's other features like obviously the heated seats and the ventilated seats, things that you'd want in a car like this, absolutely. The colour of the leather interior is absolutely beautiful, the beading, there's lots of piano black, but then this has the teak wood finished to the back of the hood, which is pretty bespoke and very expensive. And I think on this colour, with the belladonna purple, with the colour of the interior, when the roof's down and you see that teak wood, like a very nice top-end yacht, it looks brilliant. Now I've put my foot down on this car just to get an idea, because it's that big. You don't get the urge to put your foot down this car. Absolutely not. There's no need to go flying about. It's not that type of car. But obviously I wanted to test it just to see if the 563 horsepower has something about it, because this car weighs quite a bit. And I did put my foot down, and you know what? A bit like a powerboat. The front end lifted, it went boop, and it just went, and it shifts. It does. Braking's brilliant. Everything about this car is mega, but it's a car you can just sail about in, literally just roll about in it, feel $1 million, complete freedom, and you can take your friends and family out here no problem, because they have their own features in the back. They've got their own sort of armrests and the same leather, quality of leather, everything. And to get into the back, the seat comes forward a fair bit, allowing easy access. Obviously when the roof's down, there's no bother at all. But even with the roof up, so I tried it with, obviously, get my kids in to see if they can fit in it comfortably, and there was absolutely no problem whatsoever. A couple of things with the Rolls-Royce that I think is very good. I've kept it simple and just at what a Rolls-Royce should be. Like the analog dials, I think they're brilliant. I know most modern cars have digital dash and everything else, and that's fine, but this is a Rolls-Royce. You want some lovely iconic features, and when I'm looking down at the dials, that's brilliant. You haven't got a rev counter in these, remember, because this is a Rolls-Royce. You don't need a rev counter. It's got a power reserve monitor on there where it shows you how much power you're using. But then you're not looking down as much anyway, because you have got the optional heads-up display on this car. So the heads-up display shows me in digital form what speed I'm doing, how fast I should be going on this particular road, and all other useful information like navigation and everything else. But genuinely, sat in this car driving, you feel different. It's not like driving a Range Rover. It's not even like driving a Bentley. I've driven loads of Bentleys and I think, you know what, they're fabulous cars. But I just don't think there's anything like a Rolls-Royce. You get in a Rolls-Royce and you have arrived. You have literally got the best. It's hand-built in good wood, and I think it just does everything. Literally everything. I mean, will this be a daily driver? I don't know. It depends how much money you've got. But I think you'd have a sister car to go with it. Might be a Range Rover or a Bentley Bentayga or even a Cullinan or something. But it's certainly an amazing car. Obviously, little things with the Rolls-Royces, just talking about some of the features on the exterior. The pinstripe that goes across the side of the car, that's done by one man, meticulously again, it's very well done. This one's then got the optional pinstripe around the centre caps. I'm talking about the centre caps, if you don't know already. With Rolls-Royce, the RR logo, it stays upright. So it has a floating cap on it in effect. So all of the wheels are turning, the Rolls-Royce logo doesn't, which is brilliant. Again, attention to detail really. The steering wheel feels nice and rich, super. All the knobbly bits, you know, like the little dials and ticky buttons and light switches and everything else. Everything on this car, I think that's the only way I can describe this car. Every part of this car just feels expensive. Is that the correct word? Yeah, expensive, because it is an expensive car. It's not designed to be cheap. It's not designed to be normal or ordinary. There's nothing ordinary about this car, absolutely not. And you can go to any gatherings, any restaurants, business meetings, wherever you're gonna go, it's certainly gonna tick a box, and you'll get them in style. Now with Rolls-Royce, if you don't know already, this particular one is a 2020 model. It has 10,300 miles on the car. But then Rolls-Royce give you some great peace of mind packages, such as the service package. So the services are all included up until 2024, because they come with a 4-year service package. But the biggest benefit for me is this car has an unlimited mileage 4-year warranty. So this car has Rolls-Royce warranty till 2024, which is, it's not just lovely, but it's good, very good, because it's all good and well spending this sort of money on a car like this, But you want the maintenance side and the warranty side to be taken care of, and that's what Rolls-Royce give you, and they give you 4 full years from when the car was brand new. Like, I'm driving this car right now and doing 72 miles an hour, and you know what? I cannot feel a thing. I can't even hear a thing. It's that smooth. But when you put your foot down, there's great engine noise. And it goes, of course it does. Heated seats, ventilated seats, I've mentioned that. The armrest with more cubbyhole space and everything else is there. Now, like I said, this one has a driving assist pack free on it, which I will have to do a separate video, because with £47,000 of extras, I physically can't go through all of the extras on this video. But if you wanted my impression on this car, I think this is absolutely mega. It's brilliant. Like I said, I like the Bentleys. I think they're brilliant cars. Probably a bit more sportier if I'm going to be anything. This is not about being sporty. It's there if you need it, but this is more luxurious. If you're on the market looking for one, you haven't driven one, I would suggest that you do drive one, and very quickly you'll know if you like it or not, and if it ticks a box. This being the Dawn, the convertible 4-seater 6.6 V12 with a massive specification, awesome colour. It isn't one to be missed, absolutely not. Little things I noticed as I got in the car before, like the chimes and stuff. You get most cars and the chimes were annoying. You're like, oh, please shut up. Like, as you open the door, it makes a funny noise, but the noise is quite a pleasant noise. You can almost live with it. It's quite soothing. Where most cars, you want it to just stop as soon as possible. This one's absolutely no problem. Other normal sort of creature comforts, adaptive cruise control and everything else, you've got all that. Soft closed doors. The doors are that big, you need that. And then the finish on the full car, from the interior clock that has Dawn in it to the finish on the leather. Every part of it is super rich. I love the car, and I'm sure you guys will as well. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.